No one cares, Rose.
Are we good?
I'm good. Oh yeah, hey, how you doing?
We're all on there, right? You found yourself, Rose?
Yep, and I'm right next
Your
to
Tony's
him.
there?
Messing up
Yeah,
his
yeah,
gorgeous
there's
hair.
Tony.
I'm here now.
And we're doing Beachhead first?
Beachhead
Yes,
works.
Beachhead first.
Alright, so. Hey toy collectors, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today I've assembled a super panel of toy collectors here to talk about some of our favorite G.I. Joes. We're actually going to start with my favorite G.I. Joe, Beachhead. So I have a loose Beachhead here, as well as the American release carded Beachhead, a Fun School carded Beachhead, and I brought an action vinyl of Tiger Force Beachhead, just for fun. So Beachhead was one of my favorite figures as a kid because he was one of the first Joes I had straight out of the package, and I loved his characterization in the cartoon and comics as a really tough guy.
Your chin is down, your chest out, your gut in, your face mean, cause you're rough, tough, fighting machines.
He had some great lines in the movie as well as some of the episodes of the cartoon show. Thought he had good accessories and just a cool looking figure.
Well, now why does he have the two bags?
Okay, so I didn't really get into that. We're going to jump right into that. There is a variant of Beachhead, and so I have two satchels here with him. One satchel is made of a rubbery material.
Okay.
The other one is made of a hard plastic and tended to crack. And so they switched it off partway through. I had the hard pouch as a kid,
Wow.
and that strap broke on it from putting it over his head and shoulder all the time. But now I have both versions.
And both of these are vintage too, the bags.
Yes, both bags are vintage. It was a running change during production.
He was a kind of a, I always thought he was kind of a jerk. Especially to the new
He is a jerk to the new recruits in the movie. That is true.
Pathetic. Don't bother to unpack. You ain't staying here long.
Well, he was a drill sergeant essentially.
Yeah,
he had to be a
he's
jerk.
being a tough guy.
You know? He was telling them they needed to do what they do.
Next time, Chuckles, use the rocket launcher.
Here's
Great.
Chuckles' great line. That's it. Anyway.
No lines in that whole movie.
It's time, Chuckles, use the rocket launcher.
So, I have just loved Beachhead since 1986 when I got him for Christmas. And,
Had you seen the movie yet?
I had not seen the movie yet because the movie came out the next year. But I had seen him in the cartoon show. There is a slight discrepancy between his characterization on the file card and in the show. The file card says he's like the coolest under fire, like nothing bothers him.
That was not
and
him
in the show. He's like super grumpy. So I sort of always kind of took that in my Joe-verse as under pressure, like in the firefight. He's super calm about what's going on, but his interpersonal skills just suck, and he's just grumpy with everybody he deals with.
I just love the fact he was third in command after Flint, then Duke, then him, underneath the general. Like he was like, all right, I'm commanding people, but not really.
And that's just like something goofy they made up for that season of the show.
Yeah.
I think to make him seem like an important figure, because there's no reason that an Army Ranger would be third in command.
I can't remember. Did they ever make they didn't make a figure with his baklava off, but in the show, did we see him without it?
There's one, like a recap, not really in the episode, but apparently there's a recap. I think it's Arise or Penta Arise, one of the recaps of it. You see him without the mask on.
It's like an animation error.
Ooh.
Oh, it does show him without what he looks like?
And they did do a figure in the 25th anniversary line where he comes with a head that you can switch out the heads.
Right.
And the one head is just a normal head, and he has like a scarf, like a handkerchief thing.
That's right. Yeah. That covers like from his nose.
So he looks more like a Cobra Trooper in that. Yeah.
Keep his identity a secret.
Well, one of the other neat things about Beachhead is that he's connected to the Cops toy line done by Hasbro. Larry Hama, that wrote the file cards in the comic books, wrote the bios for the Cops toys. And there is a member of the Cops team, Checkpoint, who has in his bio that his grandfather was part of a secret military organization in the 80s.
Yep.
And he has the same Wayne Sneeden name as Beachhead, so you know it's his grandson.
But those figures now were so big.
Right, they're not in
They were
scale
definitely on steroids.
But it's just kind of a funny little inside joke between the two lines.
I think it works, though. I think that's actually a cool extension of that family line, even.
Yeah, they're totally like a perfect connection. Like the the military theme and the police theme just works really well together.
I'm sure Beachhead would be proud of his grandson.
Yes, I'm sure he would be.
Now, why was the Fun School line one you had to have?
So, just because I like Beachhead so much, I wanted to pick this up. There's a bunch of versions of him in the Fun School line.
Right.
This one happens to be kind of like a neon green instead of the dark green. It's not great. There's also a really weird like orange and black version. They just had fun with the colors for some reason on Beachhead. But
and did you get any of the sub teams too of him?
So he was on Night Force in the modern era. Like he came, I think, with the Moray actually, that vehicle, or he was in like a 6-pack or something like that.
He was in that. He was also he was two figures, Flint and him, with the Moray in the more like 2004 release of the Night Force Moray,
where they have like checker patterns on them. Yeah, and he was carded. The Night Force version was individually carded for Dollar General.
Yeah,
when they had GI Joes for a little while. And then he was in a Collectors Club exclusive as Tiger Force for the 1-com, which is what this action vinyl is based off of. So I don't have the Tiger Force version of him. And I made a custom Slaughter's Marauders Beachhead as a kid one time. Repainted the figure. He's so cute.
He's so cute.
It's like Baby Yoda. It's Baby Beachhead.
Let's not get carried away here.
Not carried away.
I don't know. He looks like he wouldn't force choke someone. He would just choke someone.
Anybody else have any memories of Beachhead, or did you have Beachhead as a kid?
I had Beachhead as a teenager.
Okay.
So I was collecting Joe still.
Right.
At the time. So I had Beachhead, and he basically stood in the background. He just hung out
didn't use
because
him much.
he wasn't as cool as other characters for me.
Okay.
But I did like his gear, especially the backpack, because it had like a little bow on the back.
Yeah, he's got like a little crossbow thing.
And then when they did the 25th anniversary release, they made the bow removable, so it was a separate piece that you could pull out. That I loved, and that's when he got really cool to me. In the movie, like Rose, I think he was just a jerk.
Yeah, well, I mean, I say he's a jerk, but I have to admit, I loved Transformers, the movie, when it first came out, and I loved G.I. Joe. Mm-hmm. I watched that movie over and over and over again repeatedly as a kid, but I didn't have a lot of G.I. Joes because my mom didn't like Cobras, this whole snake thing. She wouldn't let me collect them, so it was after I was grown and Tony and I started collecting a lot, but I couldn't have them as a kid. The only G.I. Joe I had as a kid was Jinx.
Huh.
Because I loved the movie so much, and I said, can't I just have this female character? So she let me have that one.
Awesome.
Nice.
Any Beachhead memories, Tony?
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
He's like,
All right, shut him out.
He made a big impact on me and no one else. I think the thing I would love to have the most in my collection would be an animation cell of Beachhead from somewhere in the DC or the Sunbow series, especially from the movie, but just an episode appearance would be really cool.
I think he looks for the animation error where you have his face.
I think that'd be the least one I'd want, though. It's neat that they showed it that one time, but the mask, the ammo pouches on his chest, like there's just certain things about his outfit that I really like.
He did have like the most almost military look of the newer like 86 on.
Yeah, he definitely was one of the with like
Leatherneck maybe even.
Leatherneck, Beachhead. There was a handful of still really militaristic, realistic looking guys that I liked, and that was a big part of it with me was that he had the camo pants still. Good equipment. All his equipment was available in one of the weapon packs later like ugly colors, like a tan backpack.
Well, that's what you call poor Beachhead walking away, going, "I got to go get the wrong color."
I lost my backpack. Now I got this tan one.
Cool.
All right. Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.
Yo, Joe.
Rock on.